Alright, quick live video actually to record this trade I'm trying to get into on the VIX. VIX gap down this morning. I'm looking for a type of a gap fill to the upside. Missed this entry this morning. This one here was a classic early bird setup. Missed that one by literally a couple of ticks, and now I'm looking to get long on the break above this particular bar here. If the VIX can close above that area, I'm going to put in my stop limit in for one tick above the high of that bar, and if we can crack above that area, then I want to be getting long the VIX. It's now 11:09, expecting the VIX to do a bit of a pop up after consolidating around its opening range high for the past hour or so. So we take a look at the VIX on the 15-minute chart. We can see it's a classic inside day today, so we're trading within yesterday's price action. So somewhat of a choppy day, as yesterday was a nice smooth trending day for the most part. And today, as expected, we're having a lot of chop, as you rarely get two consecutive nice trending days nowadays in the current market environment. That little ding there just indicated I got filled, so it looks like we are now long the VIX at 23.31. There we are. Stop goes two ticks below this bar here, so 23.19 is where I have my stop. It's now 11:10. Alright, quick update. We broke out of this bullish flag pattern now on a wide range bar with a little bit of accompanying volume, so buyers are kind of stepping in cautiously. They're not rushing in yet. We're in trade management mode. I'm going to look to probably take off the position at yesterday's close and just play the gap fill. So if we just take a look now at the indices, look at the ES. We broke down here out of again an opposite kind of consolidation pattern, right? So if you think of the VIX being kind of the inverse of the ES, we kind of had a breakdown out of that pattern there. So broke that level of support there. Alright, and if we take a bigger look here, you can see the ES is basically again steadily declining. So we'll see if the sellers jump on board on the ES, and if they jump on board on the ES and they start selling it off, then our VIX position will continue to gain money. Okay, 11:14. Quick update on the VIX trade. It's now 11:20. Buyers have stepped in on the VIX product, so I mean sellers have stepped up their selling on the ES. So we've popped up here now, getting close to our 2-hour target at 22.53. The actual gap fill is actually 23.60, so I drew that a bit incorrectly before. So that's where I'm looking to take off a portion of the position, and then going to decide to trail that and see if we can actually go higher, and then trail my position to +2 once it hits the gap fill. Alright, 11:20. Just a quick look now on the higher time frames. The VIX here, we can see we have a nice productive move upwards now after a bit of consolidation there. And then if we take a look at the ES, then you can see the accompanying selling, right? So you can see the sell-off is still continuing. You'd expect to see a little even more of a push down here because we don't see any wide range bars yet showing an overbought condition. Sorry, an oversold condition. The sellers haven't really stepped it up yet, so expect to see a bit of a flush before maybe things bounce, if there's a bounce. So we'll wait and see what happens. 11:21. Quick update here. The gap is now filled. Took off half the position at 23.60. move the rest to par. So this is now a free trade, and we'll see if there's any more legs in this. I'd like to see one more push. Ideally, I want to see one more push to see this thing kind of go really parabolic. As you can see here, we actually have 2 wide range bars. What I'd love to see is one more wide range bar, and I would sell into that. But we'll wait and see what happens here. I've trailed my stop to par here, so again, the worst that happens is that we took what about 2.5 R on this trade already on half position. Let's see if we can let it run a little bit more and see if we can push it a bit farther. Otherwise, we got 2.5 R on a half position. 11:24. Alright, quick update on this position. Now we had the buying resume. I'm actually going to take it off right about here, because this is the condition I was waiting for, right there. This large bar there. Let's take it off right now. 23.76. You can try to close it out here. That's what we want to be doing. Okay. Let's move our stop to 23.76, and it should take us out. Alright, we're out. 23.76 filled there, so that was a good trade. So now let's see what the market does here. Again, got it at 23.76. That's a +4 on that exit. We got out here at 23.60 for +2.5, roundabouts. And this is the reason I took it off. We had 3 wide range bars pushing it higher. Now, of course, it could go higher, but my methodology is to take it off here. We had 3 wide range bars, so I expect this to be a intermediary top. So let's see if that's the case or not. If not, then there's actually a possibility to try to re-enter here. But right now, I'm happy with where we got off at. Let's just quickly review the ES and where that's tracking. So you can see the ES corresponded by going the inverse direction. What I think could be happening here now, as you see, it's actually close. It's actually on yesterday's lows. So we could have some bottom feeders there, trying to pick that bottom. So we'll see what happens there, or could push through it. So at this point, I'm content to take it off. This also corresponds with this area of confluence here. So if we draw our Fibonacci grid in from the previous session or 2 sessions ago to yesterday's opening range low and extend it out, and that's the area that we're looking at there. So let's just go back to our VIX chart. It's still edging its way higher. Let's see if it goes any farther. We'll just keep our eyes on. I'll keep recording to see how this trade plays out. Quick update on the VIX trade. So it did move on a little further. So it went up to 5R, and then hovered around that area, then quickly came back. So taking profits at 23.76 was a decent target. Again, using the 2-5-1 trailing stop approach, we would have ended up at +5 anyways, or +4 anyways. After it hit +5, we would have trailed to +4. That's where we would have stopped out using that methodology. In this case, I elected to take it off early at +4R, again for the reasons I explained before, and it turned out to be the easy money. Yes, there was a little bit more money we made on this final push here, but this I find always to be a little tricky, and prefer to capture the easy money once that condition I explained earlier played out. Technically, you can argue that there's another wide range bar here, and that maybe that was the one. But again, hindsight's 20/20, and in the moment, I thought that was a decent spot to take it off. Of course, looking back, you can always try to squeeze things out, and of course, there's always room for improvement. If I zoom out for a second, we can see that this area here was actually previous level. It was a previous level of resistance, because that's where we had yesterday's highs, and it ended up touching yesterday's highs before it came back. So that would have been potentially a fun area or a good area to aim for. And if we swap back now, look at the ES, and let's just quickly zoom out here so you can see how that played out. Kind of what we said before, there are actually some dip buyers here. As you know, we hit yesterday's lows. The dip buyers kind of stepped in on this bar. You can see a big long doji now. As buyers stepped in, there's some buying pressure, and we'd expect to see a bit of retracement back into some of these moving averages. So decent trade on the VIX today. Again, just to review, caught about 2.5 R on this break of this pattern in this area. Took half off at the gap fill at 23.60, so a little more than a 2.5 R there, and then held the rest to close out at 4 R at 23.76.